and the line of the cap separately, and it's like hard to kind of manage those together. So let's not bother trying to manage them. Let's not bother trying to manage them together. Why is this not drawing? Why is this not drawing? Oh, because I have the stupid Paint.net by default samples from the layer, which, sure, I don't care, whatever. Maybe that makes sense as like the default thing. For me, it's annoying and stupid, and it's never what I actually want to do. It's like I think literally never have I ever actually wanted it to sample from layer instead of sampling from image. Especially because like what if it's like if the layer's blank? If the layer's literally blank, it's like why would I want to sample from a blank layer? Come on, Paint.net, really, really Paint.net. But that's one of the things I would probably change if I were to change something about the program. Yeah, I don't know what these do with the eye darks on this cheek. I guess like I feel like I should have like actually a different tone for like the shaded eye darks versus like the eye darks in the light. But like I don't know. I was thinking like maybe that'll look weird. I don't know. Uh, doo-doo-doo. I might exaggerate this collar a little bit just so it like comes up into the frame. Oh, it'll be covered up by the bow hands, but I don't know. You might catch a glimpse of it. Yeah, I think actually a little bit of it will be visible. Just trying to make it look a little dramatic. Uh, a little mysterious. No. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah. So is that like darkened eye dark good? Is that weird? Doo-doo-doo. The face is supposed to be angled slightly, like with this eye, like more towards the camera than the other, as like indicated by the fact that the point of the cap is off to this side. Um, so, so the thing about these eyes is that like there's like with no definition on the eye, it's like what do I do with that? Like I could add like a shine to the eye, but that's probably gonna look more weird than anything. I just don't what like I don't know. I don't think that necessarily looks better. I think that just looks weird. It looks just alien. But then again, like the cold, the just like the cold gray eyes don't look exactly they don't look quite right either. So uh, I don't know. um, I had like a rough idea of like what this was all gonna look like going in, but yeah, I definitely didn't have like the full. I definitely didn't have like a fully formed concept of like what this style actually means. Like what is it that I'm trying to render here and how. Oh well, for one thing, the adventure doesn't have an ear, which is kind of interesting. I didn't really notice that before just now. Um, that looks slightly less weird. So that's helping like tone down the hey look how weird this is factor. So that's good. Uh, um, do. So that's a really small ear actually. Do. Like relative to the size of the adventure's head, I think the ear is actually noticeably bigger than that. Do. I guess like actually, I mean the way I'm rendering this stuff, typically there wouldn't be like that dark outline around the side of the ear. Uh, Although maybe I should abandon some of the things that I do typically for like how I treat the coloration. Like maybe that's like maybe I should pick up like a slightly different like detailing style for these close-ups. Like maybe that's like where it should differ. Maybe like actually like use like lined edges and like what would it look like if I just tried to make it like a high definition version of what we usually do? No, that's gonna look weird. That's definitely gonna look weird. So not that. Although maybe I should maybe instead of using maybe instead of like just highlighting the eye, maybe I should like do like more complex something more rendered. Maybe that'd make it look less weird. No, probably not. It'll probably make it look more weird. I just want to see how weird it looks, or like what brand of weird does this turn into? Uh, yeah, that's weird. It doesn't even look like eyes anymore. It just looks like weird like panels of like I don't know what. uh, Maybe I should use like some level of shading though. Like if I'm introducing that that shading over there, like maybe I can just I don't know, maybe I can do something with it. Uh, oh yeah, well that's actually one thing I should do is the shading on the face should follow the brim of the hat a little bit. What layer am I on? Oh, someone. Right. I meant to draw like the brim of the cap, like all the way on this layer, so that way, yeah, so that way I can draw like up above that line with impunity. Um, mhm. So, oops. I don't know. This might not be the worst. And then, oh yeah. So then the other thing is like for the brim of the cap, it would also be coming down like this, kind of. And I don't know. I don't know if that even makes sense. Like, is that really how eyes would be shaded? I don't think so. I mean, like, certainly not. But then again, eyes don't really look like this. So, like, it's hard to say how they, like, should or shouldn't be shaded, considering these are, like, not even really eyes. They're, like, these weird, like, empty spots on the face where nothing lives. Uh, do I I don't know. I don't know what if this is staying and what if this is going. I don't think it looks necessarily bad like this though. I think this looks kind of okay. I know I've tried this and it hasn't worked out yet, but I want to keep trying the like to add like some other like I don't know what to the eye. Cause like I just feel like eyes are like so important. They convey so much that like it'd be nice to have the eyes. I don't know. They just like these eyes feel a little. They just seem. I don't know if they're too expressionless. They're very expressionless, and I don't know if that's like a bad thing necessarily. Maybe I'll like I don't know. I could always try and make them look especially cool. Like make it because like this is an archer like poised ready to fire. So like maybe I should be instead of like trying to make them look more expressionful, I should just be like kind of like playing into the whole steely eyed like hyper focus sort of whatever sort of look that we got going on here a little bit. I don't know. All right, so this cheek over here is still a mess. This eye isn't even like shaped right yet. Yeah, so the cheek. So, all right, there's this overlap between like the cheek highlighting and the eye dark, and that's gonna be fun to render. So the eye dark actually goes like roughly like this, yeah. And so the cheek highlight goes roughly like this. Actually, does it go like that? I might draw the cheek highlight before I draw the eye dark, and then I can draw the eye dark back in. Because yeah, I think the eye dark is relatively easy to paste on. I already know what it's supposed to look, because it's supposed to just be like symmetrical to that one. But the shading on the cheek is a little more. It's different because it's like it's something that we have hinted at. We actually there is like a slight hint of shading on the cheek of the adventure, in like the the standard like far away shot that we see down there. But it's very subtle. It's so subtle that like yeah, I want to like get this shape right. Uh, so it's basically gonna be like it's gonna come up. I don't know. The adventurer's face is a little bit like flat, so like I kind of want it to emphasize that flatness. How like, but not too much. Like, because it is still supposed to like be a face, right? It's not supposed to be like a weird like paddle or like a panel or like it's supposed to be a face. And even though it doesn't have features like a nose, even though like there's no visible nose of the adventure, like I do still like that the shading implies that like there's that like the nose is like the fold and is like the crease in the front of the face. And like I don't know, even though there is no like there's no detail to indicate that like a nose even exists. Like there's still like some implication of like that general facial shape like that you can give from like how the light falls on like the far cheek, for example. So like just like having it like so instead of having like this come all the way like out like this, and just like instead of just having it like connect right and like go like that, because that would make it look like there was like not even just no nose, but just it was like literally just flat right there. Just like having like I don't know any sort of like shading there kind of like implies that like you know just kind of acknowledges that like hey that's where a nose could be hypothetically. Uh, but then yeah, this the shape of this cheek shading still isn't quite right because it comes up. So for one thing, it comes up too high because it comes above the line that the brim of the hat shading would cut it off, and then also I think the shape wasn't quite right either. Maybe it was actually. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's enough. And then okay, so I'm actually not clone stamp. Never clone stamp. Uh, so the shape of the cheek highlighting relative to the eye. I still don't know what that relationship is. Like I've never drawn eyes like this before. I think is the problem. Like I know how to render eyes. I just don't know how to render these things, whatever they are. These like non-eye dark pool glob things. Like it's like what is the physiology of like the flesh adjacent to these like pool? Are they? Is it? Do they? Does it like? Does it like just run right up to the edge? Like, or is there like a lid? Is there like? I don't know. I think like the thing that looks least weird so far is just like leaving that margin right there. Um, so I might just do that. Oops. I think actually yeah. So I think I'm. Oops. Nah, not that. I think I am still a little too going a little too far with the flatness of the face. So I'm gonna curve that slightly, and then yeah. So that's probably good, and I'll put the eye dark back in. So. So the eye dark goes from, well, yeah, so it does cover up all of this. So you're going to be at a slight angle, because, right, like I said before, the shape of the face is at, like, or the face is supposed to be, like, slightly cocked to the side. I feel like that's, like, a thing that, like, an archer would do, is, like, look down one eye primarily. Actually, I guess an archer would probably like close the other eye, right? Because like, why would you look down the arrow with like with two eyes? Like, if anything, it should be like whatever a closed eye looks like. I don't know. Maybe that's better. I mean, it wouldn't. I wouldn't be able to do the glint, right? Because I was saying the glint was going to be on this eye. But is it weird that an archer would have both eyes open? Like I feel like if I was doing archery, I'd want not to have both eyes open. But no, maybe that's not true. I'm not an archer, so in my opinion, doesn't really mean much. um, maybe it looks weird, but I like it with both eyes open. Maybe that's not like that might not be technically correct, but whatever. Okay, so the eye darks extend about this far out, and oh really? Okay. Uh, okay, so yeah, I mean it just right. It like makes sense, right? It's like because like if you have both eyes open, you're gonna be seeing like two images, like the perspective of like your like the edge of your I don't know if you have like crosshairs or like the edge of like whatever you're using to aim. It's gonna like yeah I don't know. I feel like that would be distracting. And maybe it would be. Maybe like the answer is that like yes, like an archer would close one eye. Like there's no reason an archer would keep both eyes open. Uh, so I might be cheating and I might be a little bit wrong on how I'm rendering this, but uh, yeah. I like I said, I like it this way. Plus the other thing is that the other eye is going to be like pretty well covered up by like the bow hands too. So there's that to keep in mind. Uh, but I don't know. This might be this might be roughly what I'm going for, I guess. In terms of like I want to clean up the edging a little bit because the edges are still a little bit shaky, but and this could be like roughly the treatment. Yeah, I like because like I definitely didn't want to go like hyper realistic or like I like with the knuckles and like with the like when I tried like maybe having like a hint of a nose or whatever. Like I was thinking like maybe there's an extent to which we can like improve detail, and like we are improving detail, right? We're seeing like more delicate shading around the face um, and just more detail and subtlety in like the way the features are rendered. But like I definitely didn't want to go like I wanted to stay like roughly in the same style. So like it's not supposed to be like a departure like artistically or stylistically. It's just supposed to be it's just supposed to be bigger and like you know you're seeing more of it. Um, the ear is like weirding me out, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with it exactly, but like maybe I shouldn't have that like break there. Yeah, I think that's better. Uh, it's like with the ear, like you don't tend to get this like sort of shading on it. But then again, you can't really see the ear very well in the long view. So I don't know. I yeah. So I guess that's like just kind of like an example of like how you can get just a little bit more detail. It's not supposed to like change like what. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's kind of like the difference between like in like a I don't know in like an eight because like yeah think about like an 8-bit game or like a like a basically like a classic game like for like some system that like didn't support like oh actually no I don't know if I like that rendering of the ear. It makes it look too like flumpy right here. There's not enough of a division between the ear and the face. So maybe like somewhere between the two. But yeah, like if you can imagine like a game made on like an older system that like couldn't support like detailed graphics, like there'd be like there'd occasionally be like other scenes like where you see like close-ups of the character and like yeah. So it's supposed to, I don't know. I guess like I'm kind of trying to take a page out of like that same. Well, I mean, I guess I'm kind of like approaching like the same constraints that like for like classic consoles and stuff like or just like no not even just consoles but like for like classic games like there's like it's like there's I don't know there's no specific reason I had to go like old school with like my approach to like the visuals in this game except that like I guess like I'm just not personally capable. I'm like not a professional game artist, and so I'm not personally capable of like creating like something like competitive. Like wait, where's what are ears? What would ears be like? Yeah, so it would be like up here. I was just trying to like if there's one part where like this line didn't like go completely all the way across the all the way up the side of the head. I was trying to figure out like where that break would be. I think that's like the least weird place. No, maybe not. Maybe it should be like the maybe it should be like this part instead. Maybe it should be like I don't know. Ears are weird. Maybe I should maybe I should have broken here instead. Uh, or both. That looks okay. Now that I have like the this divide coming up a little higher on the side here, I think I think it I think it looks okay to have like that break. Yeah, I think that's fine. And then we'll bring out the collar a little bit more. Actually, although I guess this wouldn't really be going over the ear here. Uh, yeah. Yeah. That I think looks pretty okay. Cause like so there's still like a lot of roughness down like here and like up here, but like that stuff doesn't actually get rendered. So I think like that's probably clean enough for like what we're doing. So um, I'm gonna squish this. Oh wow, I drew all that on this layer up here. Well, I'm about to squish this layer down anyways. So uh, squish, and then let's re-export this. So oh yeah, so this top line, I drew the ear above this top line here, but this is the pretty sure this is yeah 163. This is the line that we used before. Oh cool, I can zoom while selecting. That's convenient. Do do. Let's go out to here, and oh, I'm probably gonna, yeah, by adding the ear, I definitely changed the, excuse me, by adding the ear, I definitely changed the starting dimension of like this part of the image, because like previously, you know, it stopped a lot shorter, so that'll be different. I wonder how much I changed it by. So I don't need this extra space here. So, oh yeah, there's also, oh no, there's like some scruff up here, but I don't care about that, because that's not going to render. Copy this, paste this, actually hold on, cancel, new layer, paste this, expand canvas, let's see how this like got offset exactly. So the background layer, yeah, let's make this a bit more transparent and see how many pixels over we need to shift it in order to get it to like line up a little bit. So this is like a, it's hard to tell exactly because I changed a lot of the definitions, but like this is roughly lined up. And this is 27 pixels over, so the starting position, I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. It's not going to make a huge difference, but like, so I want to delete this, save this, and adjust the dimension by like 27, I guess. Not that that's a huge deal. Actually, you know what? I don't care about that. Because that was never a very intentionally meaningful or important specific number in the first place. So, alright, I'm just gonna see how this looks. See if anything crazy stands out. Actually, yeah, no, I'll look at it here. I might look at it on the full screen too, or like on the, yeah, that seems okay. I guess, I don't know. The brim of the hat looks a little weird. I'll probably want to change the, change how that looks. Oh yeah, I forgot the sweat droplet comes down the side of the face, so I might want to move that a little further back, because like now it's like just covering up the ear a lot. It looks like a little weird, but yeah, no, that was mostly okay. Okay, so let's yeah, let's get back to it then, I guess. So let's oh yeah, let's continue on with this because I think this is working out okay. Oh yeah, the sweat droplet. I said I wanted to put it a little bit back further in this direction. And again, I'll redraw the sweat droplet too because it's not just supposed to be like this like blue streak running down the face. There's supposed to be like definition on that too. So yeah. So here we are, and then so let's I guess I can do the sweat droplet now. So let's move it further down. Cause like, whoops. You know, I might want a lot of it on. I might want it. Like, I probably won't. Like when it hit the eye dark before that, like looked weird to me, and I didn't like that very much. But like, I might want to have like at least like this much. Hey, that's a new follower. Nice. Uh, it's it it's so that sorry for mispronouncing your name, but thank you very much for following and welcome to the channel. Wow, I haven't. That was like the worst I've mispronounced a name recently. I'm really embarrassed. I was like looking at it and I was like these letters I don't I don't know what they mean. What do they? I mean, like I know what they mean individually, but like all together like that, my brain just like did not process. Um, but I'm sorry, and thank you very much for following. Whoops, not that. Uh, all right, so uh, let's yeah, let's do a darker shading tone here, and then let's also do like glinty, sparkly, whatever-y stuff going on as well. Actually, I don't know if this is like, I don't know if the shading on this actually makes sense. I should probably want to consult reference for this just to make it look relatively right, because I don't like liquids are like a thing that I don't really have that much experience drawing. So like, if I just like try and like guess how to render liquid, it'd probably come out really weird. I'll give it a shot though. See what I can come up with. Because again, it's not supposed to be photorealistic. It's supposed to convey what we're it's supposed to convey like just the simple point of like, you know, the adventure is sweating. Okay. So actually I guess like probably want slightly like bulby part at the end, I guess. Again, I don't know how to actually render this like correctly, but whatever. I'm just doing it like this for now. So then let's have like glinty, sparkly as well. Hey, that's new follower sounds. Gamer Gauge. I can pronounce that one. Thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Although if I did mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. I assume nothing of my own capabilities in pronunciation. Alright, oops. Never clone stamp, not clone stamp. Clone stamp, if anyone's is wondering why I always curse the clone stamp tool, it's because it's right next to the color pick tool, and when I put my hand on the keyboard, for some reason I just it feels more natural to put my hand on the colors on the clone stamp tool instead of on the color pick tool, despite the fact that the color pick tool is the one that I want. And I do this like, I don't know, my hand spends so much time on the correct key, and yet whenever I put it whenever I take my hand away and put it back down on the keyboard, Like it just goes to the color stamp, the clone stamp tool instead. Um, what is this? How's this? I don't know. That's like roughly what I was going for. So cool, I guess. Uh, Actually, I'm gonna just because it's like so high def, I'm just gonna put like one more little shine dot on this. I think it's too big. It's supposed to be a small shine dot. Just like, yeah, I don't know, it's like that or something. Yeah. Okay, that seems fine. So let's export this. What am I using to draw these sprites? I'm using paint.net. It's like free and it does fine. Like it does, if you need it to draw things, if you need to draw things, then you can totally do that using paint.net. It's not like high tech. It's not like super sophisticated. It's very it's very satisfactory for what it does. Uh, um, I know that's like not really high praise or anything, but like I don't know. I don't use it because of like all the amazing things it can do. I use it because it like I only need to do a few things and like it can totally do those few things. So yeah. Um, all right. Apparently Notch uses it. The guy who made Minecraft. Apparently, I don't know. I was reading a tweet of his the other day, and I don't know if anyone saw it. He got into like a spat with like some really like some developer who like has like a very I'm trying to think if there's a nice way to say it, and I don't know if there is. I don't know if there's a nice word to describe this developer, but no, but in this exchange, Notch was like describing, uh, or he has a real name. Not that I'm like on a first name basis with this guy, but thoughts on MS Paint. Yeah, you know what's funny about MS Paint is I used to think that Paint.net was MS Paint, that it was like that they upgraded it and that like because like I was working on this computer for years and it just had paint.net on it when I started working on it. And so I just assumed that paint.net was like um Microsoft's like new version of Paint. Especially because like Microsoft names like they're like like .net is like Microsoft's like networking framework, and I never really thought about like how paint.net and like .net would be related, but like I don't know, because that nomenclature or like whatever, I just like, and because it like came like as far as I could tell it came pre-installed on the machine. I was like, oh, that must just be this is the new MS Paint. And because that's what it feels like. It feels like it's not supposed to be like powerful necessarily. It's like there are so many things that you can do in so many painting programs that like paint.net is just like nah. They don't even try for that stuff. They just they just do a few things and they do it like fine. So yeah. Uh um all right, so yeah, let's so now there's the bow layer. I assume this looks fine. I'm gonna wait to check it out. I didn't have any problems like aligning this version of it, so I'm just gonna assume that that all went great. And then so let's look at the last layer. That that thin line down the edge of the that might be a problem. I may need to get rid of that because it's just like it implies like a level of detail that I don't think is right. So yeah, actually, I should probably fix that real quick. Just like this, yeah, I want like this extra streak of like shading, but like I don't think I can do it how I did it. Hold on, let me. What is it that I'm trying to accomplish here? Yeah, like if I just can't get that thin with it, which is a little awkward because like I want it to be thin. I want it to run down the edge of this, but I kind of can't. So like, how do I accommodate that? Because because I don't want it to be like this thick either. Like this is drawing like too much lightness up and down this edge here. Maybe something like this will be fine. I could use a different tone. I could use like a less bright tone. Maybe that's the way to go. Like instead of using this bright, oh, that's 100%, or this is a value of 100. Maybe we'll just like drop it down a little bit. I don't know if this, it might, whoops, not that. It might look weird to use a different tone for this part than I'm using down here, but maybe it won't be noticeable. I don't know. Actually, I like that edge, so I'm gonna just gonna back this away from that edge a little bit, and then I'll draw it back in. Because I don't want to. I mean, it's not like it's like sacrosanct or anything, but like I don't want to redraw that outer edge again. So, not quite that close. Yeah. Maybe something more like that will be less. Because like as soon as you render one thing in like too high a level of detail, all of a sudden like everything else feels like it should be in that high level of detail too. And like with that super like narrow line just running down the side, it just didn't. It just felt like this was like way too, not clone stamp. It just felt like this was way too precise, or like too detailed. Like it just looked, it stood out, and it made the rest of the, it looked too sharp, and the rest of the drawing looked too flat all of a sudden. So while I am going to put like a little bit of detail in here, it won't be quite as bad as it was just a second ago. Maybe I should just get rid of that line altogether. Maybe I should just not have that extra level of shading, or tone. Because it does look really weird with it. Yeah, maybe it's fine without it. I don't know. I think it looks better with it. Or not. Or I could just introduce another level of shading, or another level of tone to like the skin tone here. Nah. That's not gonna help. I mean, maybe, but like, it's a weird way to solve this. Introduce a new shading tone. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'd be fine. It seems a little weird though. Nah, this is consistent. Because like on metallics, and like water is basically a metallic. On metallics I do tend to use an extra tone of shading, so this is fine. Alright, yeah, this is better. Okay, so let's copy this out over the other one. Whoops, wrong layer. Wait, where were we? Copy from this layer, paste here, line this up as such, delete the old one, save this. Okay, there we go. Okay, so yeah, now the hand layer, the bow. All right, so I think I think the right way to go with the hand is like we can add these, like we can show these knuckles here, kind of like we show the ridges of the ear a little bit. Oh, spoiler, man. However, we don't want to go crazy with that. Like, we won't go into higher level of detail than this. And like, I don't think we'll draw like this streaky, like I don't think we'll draw like the or the differentiation of the fingers or anything. Maybe we will. I don't know. We shall see. So. Hey. Why is the audio muted on that? Oh, am I still running the... Oh my cripes. Stupid freaking PyCharm. Sometimes it just like randomly will like run like a million versions of the script. Like usually if I hit the run button, it'll rerun the script. And then sometimes it's just like, nope, you wanted like 10 million versions running all at the same time, right? because that's anything useful in any way whatsoever, like not stupid garbage, bad stupidness, but in fact somehow helpful at all, right? In any way helpful, right? That's PyCharm, and I'm like, oh, PyCharm. Oh, PyCharm. Someday. Someday perhaps you will learn. I mean, you're an open source project, PyCharm, so I guess hypothetically I could teach you. I could teach you the ways. I just don't care that much. Uh, Alright, this is looking weird. Maybe I should draw the finger distinctions, or maybe I should just like back off some of this, some of the shading that I have going on the knuckles here. It's just like, I don't know, it's like the shape is like, oh, so yeah. Well, so for one thing, I don't have like any differentiation between the image in the background and the image in the foreground, so I'm gonna drop that out for just a moment, and then yeah, so just cleaning these up, like, I don't even know. So I don't think I want these, so like to the extent that I can, I want to get rid of these, and I'm sure I can. It's just a matter of like getting it right. Like, I keep seeing that McRib. Like, it just looks so flat is the problem. So I don't know. Maybe I should like have like the finger lines. Maybe it's just not all of them. Maybe I'll just like have that one. That probably looks even weirder though. I don't know. We'll see. Oops. The McRib. The return of the McRib. Sorry. I don't know if that comparison even makes sense. It's just like, it just looks like flat. It just looks like a flat, like useless piece of meat is what it looks like. It doesn't even look like meat, but like I just, it's supposed to be like, it's like vaguely flesh tone. So, vaguely flesh tone. It's like flesh tone. So, so it looks vaguely like something of that manner. But wait, hold on. Where's the yeah? So this is the index finger, and this is the pinky finger. Not that that really matters, but yeah, this hand. I think the most that I can do with it is just like get it to a point where I don't have to like, where it's just like where it's not distractingly bad. Like it's gonna look not great, I don't think. Like I'm not. It's just supposed to look like, it's just not supposed to look distracting. I guess that's my goal. Just make it not look distracting, and that's how to win at drawing this hand, I guess. I like, honestly, if I could get this composition without including the hand, I'd probably try and like get the hand like as far out of the composition as possible. Like maybe just show like a little bit of like the finger or like the knuckles or something, but like just the way that like everything's shaped and laid out now, it kind of, I think it kind of has to be here. Like we're kind of stuck with it. So might as well make the best of what we got. So I don't know. It's probably fine. Something like this. It's probably all right. And I'll just not. Alright. Sorry. It's just not. I don't know. This is gonna be the monumental task of this part of the project, is getting this hand to look like not like dumb. I should probably just put like a whole like page of my backlog to making this hand not look dumb. Like break it down into like 100 little individual tasks involving redefining public perception of like hands, so that so that the average person is more tolerant of a stupid looking hand. Um, and just lower, just in general, like lower expectations, or maybe just like I don't know, change like genetics so that hands all look stupid. That they're all just supposed to look stupid, and it'll be like, oh, stupid looking hand. Of course, all hands look stupid. That's normal. That is expected. Just change how people think about hands, and then no one will even consider how stupid this hand looks. That's the goal. That's the dream, right? That's everyone's dream in life, to have to have your mistakes obscured by generalized stupidity, right? It's the dream. No, no, it is not. Um, I don't even freaking know. I should probably like be using a reference image of some sort. Because like I'm probably not making like I'm probably just like drawing these lines in like different and stupid ways, like not in like anything vaguely better. How old am I? I am I'm 31 years old right now. 31 years old. I'm on my way to 32. Like I'm gonna turn 32 this year, but that's fine. I don't know. Turning 30 is like a weird birthday. Turning 31 actually. I wasn't really thinking about it, but like 31 was actually about as weird as 30. Just in terms of like how it felt. Like in terms of like, oh gosh, I'm so old. Because that's what you feel at 30. If I don't know if I'm assuming a lot. I don't know. I think the Twitch audience tends to be on the younger side. So I think I'm guessing the average viewer right now is not over 30. And let me tell you, if you haven't already considered this, like 30 is like around the time that society tells you you're old. You're an old person. You're no longer young. You're, you know, you're like any sort of a like pop culture involving like physical attractiveness. Like it's like where you know you're on the descent. You're not on the climb anymore. You're definitely on the the other end of that spectrum, and so I kind of expected that going into 30. I was like, oh, this is all right. This is 30. This is it. I'm an old person now. The thing that I hadn't really considered as much is that like when you're 30, you still feel like you're still just right adjacent to your 20s. It's like, oh yeah, I'm so old now, but I'm still like, I was just 20 like just recently, so it's like I was in my 20s just recently. Which surprisingly, like I almost that was so turning 31. It was almost harder to I wasn't expecting it that time. Because I knew 30 was gonna be like that, and so I like braced for it, and then I turned 31 and I was like, ugh. I think I'm like done with it now. Then I think like 40 will probably get weird again, and like actually probably 35 will be weird, or like I don't know. I'm sure there will be like some other like years in which I'll think about like how I'm like old, but I think I'm like through it for a little while. I think I don't have to really worry about how old I like feel, at least not for some time. So I got that going for me, which is nice. Oops, that was not the right tool. I think I don't know. I think I might put a little bit of the finger distinction in, just because like I can't get away from like this surface looking way too flat unless I put in like whoops again not the right tool. Unless I put in like some like separation there. So like I don't. I say. Um, maybe like I'm like stopping what I'm drawing like at this line because I know I don't have to draw anything down here. But like I could just draw the whole thing and like Maybe that would help me sell it. So like, what would this whole thing look like if I drew the whole thing? It like, would it look like this? Like, is this what I'm going for? Uh, because I guess if so, then like, yeah, I guess it makes perfect sense that I would have like these finger lines drawn in. Uh, so, well, so for one thing, they would actually be a little further down, because it's like the shading between the fingers. Uh, oops, again, not the right tool. Why do I keep thinking eraser is the right tool here? I guess because I tend to work on separate layers when doing stuff like this. So, uh, I think that middle finger is a little bit fatty. It's a little too. It's got a little too much meat on that one. I guess that's why I kept like pulling this in a little bit more. I kept because it like I don't know, I felt like it was like too fanned out at the base and like too broad. Uh, oh, the other thing that I cheated was the width of the palm. Like the width of the knuckles. Yeah, the width of the knuckles is going to seem a little bit weird because it is cheatedly thin. Uh, so I should probably stop shaving this down because like I think part of it is that I'm like trying to offset for like how like the shape is a little bit cheated. Um, but I don't want to like make the hands like too small because then otherwise the foreshortening doesn't make sense. But I guess that's okay. I haven't ruined it yet, so uh, yeah. Oops. Okay. So what freaking layer am I on? The wrong one, of course. Why would I be drawing on the correct layer? Why would I ever do that? Never the correct layer, never the clone stamp tool, but for different reasons. Um, Alright, so uh, whatever. This is fine. This is all super great and fine. We're just gonna go with something like this, and it's gonna be so great and so fine. So fine. What is this? Like how do these tops resolve? Like are they pointed? Are they like I mean I guess they're yeah, I don't know. I guess this is fine. Kind of like a nah. No, that doesn't even make sense. I don't know. I don't know that I care either. Uh, is there something else I could do with the hand that would like help with this? Nah. Nah, this is fine. I'm gonna stop worrying about it. Oh gosh. Oh god. It's so I don't know. The worst feeling when you like when you take like too much time to do something and it still comes out like so garbagey bad. It's like heartbreaking. Except not to be melodramatic, but it's like it's just really not the eraser tool. It's just like so bad. It's like I feel like I feel like there should be like a rule that like if you put at least this much time into something, like it should be obligated to like not be so crummy bad when you're done with it. Like there should be at least like some incremental improvement as you like as you as you do whatever with it. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I didn't want to put these finger lines in the first place, and like I don't think they're like really helping that much. So I don't know. I have no freaking clue. Um, so yeah, one thing though is that what's one thing? Uh, I I got started really late today, like streaming. I usually start like relatively like I usually start in like the mid morning, and today I I didn't start until like the mid afternoon. It was really bad. Um, I was thinking like, I don't know. I was thinking it might be like a schedule shift. Like I might like actually like, why do I keep doing that? I might like actually try and like do later streams, like just to, I don't know. There's no reason that I have to stop at, or there's no reason that I have to like stream like earlier in the day necessarily. The thing is that, I mean, the reason that I do it is that if I feel better that way. Like if I stream earlier in the day, like I feel good at like it's literally like the earlier I start my stream, the better I feel during the day. And I mean, it's not like it's like there are other factors. It's not like literally like that's the only thing in my life that makes me like that determines like how I feel at any given time. But no, just like I think I did bring this side of the hand in too far. And just in general, like I think I just like shrunk the hand too much or something. I don't know. I'll try anything at this point to make it look less sucky. But no, yeah. So I tend to try and like start early, just because yeah, it's like it's kind of like what works best for me. But then like that's like the only reason that I stream early. Like there's no reason that I can't stream late. It's not like I die like if I don't stream early. Like I made it through all today just fine. So I don't know. I was thinking like when I was getting started later today, like maybe I should do more later streams because like I mean one of the nice things is that or like one of the nice things about having like some variety. Why do I keep doing that? Some variety in the schedule is that there's some people who wouldn't be able to tune in for earlier streams. That if I did some later streams like some days, then I could reach more people, for example. Or there's some people who could watch the program who could watch the channel that otherwise wouldn't be able to. So yeah, that was one thing I was thinking, and then yeah, I don't know though. It's tough because like if I try and do later streams, then like well, so yeah, just thinking about like the variation that could be difficult because like if I'm trying to do some later streams and some earlier streams, then like I don't know. Like I guess well maybe I could organize it like I could do my if I did my early streams earlier in the week, then I could do my later streams later in the week because like if I tried to do it the other way around, if I stayed up late early in the week and then tried to get up early later in the week, I'd be so exhausted from staying up so late. So I I don't know. It's definitely worth thinking about or like trying maybe because like I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time thinking about like streaming. Like I stream a lot, but while I'm streaming, I tend to spend all my time thinking about game dev. So like it's not like I don't want to be good at streaming. It's just that I don't care. It's a well no I mean like what I mean by that is that it's so secondary. Like streaming is just like something I do because like why wouldn't I? There's no advantage to not streaming. So um but then there are probably also like good things that I could be doing like with streaming that I'm not yet. Like for example, like I don't know if that scheduling thing is like necessarily something that I should change or it would necessarily be like a big improvement or anything. But like I don't know, just something I was thinking about. Because then the other thing is that there are also some days that it's like it's advantageous for me to get a later start because like maybe I just like get distracted and I have to do things in the morning like other things and like not game dev things like things that I wouldn't want to be streaming like you don't want to see me like paying my bills or like like registering for insurance like things like that are technically part of life and like existing as a person but I don't think I don't think I could make that exciting if I wanted to. Yeah, I don't find that stuff exciting, so I'd have to fake it if I tried to. My point being, yeah, there's some days that I might play with my schedule and do other things. Oh yeah, and so my other point is that I did Truman Show. Yeah. Oh man, could you imagine like the Truman Show like if it was actually like if they actually tried to do that, like, well, I mean, I guess we don't have to imagine anymore because there are some people who like who stream like a lot of their life, and well, I think the thing that like is like really obvious about that when you're seeing stuff like that in practice is that like that's like so much of that is so not interesting, like so not like something that you would watch, like especially like in the Truman Show, right? Because like in that context, like there was zero expectation of entertainment and like any. I should be drawing this on a separate layer. There was like zero, right? Because like the premise that, yeah, just the whole situation, like it's like it's basically like hidden camera for like an entire life. It's like crazy to think that like so like yeah, interesting things would happen. So like I guess the interesting thing that would come out of that, like really, is that sorry, I'm just like talking on any tangent. I do this when I'm working on art stuff. I just talk about like basically anything because uh, art doesn't take up the when I'm working on art. Like I still have the verbal centers of my brain like free to just like do whatever, and yeah, so I end up talking about stuff like that. Like just random stuff. It's also a really good time if anyone has questions. Like now is a great time to ask questions because I like about anything really because I can talk while doing what I'm doing. It doesn't like really impede or or interfere with like with anything else that I'm doing. But yeah, no. Like yeah, so if there was like a Truman Show type situation going on, it could be interesting in that like the highlight reel would probably be like and that's like what they do in the movie, right? Whenever they show like anything happening in the movie, like in terms of like the entertainment value of the Truman Show, they always like show the highlight reel, right? Because there would be exciting incidents here and there, but like, excuse me, even though like Jim Carrey is like an interesting person, like in that movie he even plays like a particularly boring version of himself. Like he plays like a very like 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 ho hum like if in real life he had become an accountant and so I don't even remember what like Truman's like actual profession was in that film, but I just like remember him as being like a particularly uninteresting. Well, I don't know. Maybe part of the reason I'm left with that impression is because wasn't he like the way they kept him like on the island was to like instill like phobias in him, like fear of flying and stuff like that, I think, right? So I guess like kind of maybe because of those like some of that I tend to think of him as like a fairly meek character, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, that's like if you like if the Truman Show was on Twitch right now, I would like tune into that channel for like a minute and then be like, what is this? What is this? And then I would just tune out. Because there's no production value there. Um, I mean, I guess like the other thing that they could do though is if they had if they had it like Hunger Games style. Wait, bear with me for just a second. But if they had it Hunger Games style, where they had like that like an entire like a war room of like just like barrages of like things to like assault this person with. Well, so you could only do that so much, right? Because like, well, okay, so for one thing, there's 8 hours a day where the Truman Show is just Truman sleeping, and like that's weird. I mean, like it's boring, but if you watch it, that's weird. So like maybe like in some like advanced future when like we have a way to like image people's dreams or something, then you could do like a Truman Show sort of thing and like not be boring during the sleeping hours. But that again would be still really weird. Like it wouldn't be so weird like in a voluntary situation if like there was some way to like image dreams and someone voluntarily had their dreams broadcast. Like that might not be so weird. Having like no like again well, so for one thing, like how would you like this dream imaging technology, it would have to again like I said, I go on tangents when I do art, so like I running man bin oh man, I it's not that I don't want to talk about game dev related stuff right now, it's just that I don't have to because like I'm technically working on like game dev stuff, right? I'm making art for the project that I'm working on. I just I just usually like, because like when I'm working on programming stuff, I have to like think through my task. I have to be like, okay, well, if this is that, and then like we have this other thing, and then so on and so forth, and then in order to accomplish like the desired outcome, then we have to do. But like no, when I'm working on art, it's just like squiggly line here. What shape do I render? Like I'm using my brain, of course. I'm just not using the part that synthesizes language. So uh, there's literally like nothing distracting to me. Actually, no. Sometimes when I'm working on art, I'll whatever I'm talking about, I'll eventually drift to a topic that I'm like actually like really like passionate about, and that can be a distraction because then I'll how do you interact with SideQuest? Oh yeah. Well, so do you see the action tags on screen? Yeah. Well, actually, huh? It's interesting that you ask that because like if you look on screen right now, trusty. Well, so the scroll of text along the bottom of the screen is like, it's like, hark, you hear howls, and suddenly a pack of wolves emerge from a nearby from nearby brush. You think back to your training. Should you avoid eye contact and move slowly in the other direction, or should you yell confidently at the wolves or slap your buddy? Um, yeah, so like Chaos Com has it, I guess. I don't know. I the way I've designed SideQuest, I try to make it as like immediately accessible as I can. Like anything that would be like a potential barrier between like playing side quests, I try and remove all of that stuff. So I wonder sometimes like if people just don't expect that, because like a lot of games are like really annoying and unfun, and like there are like a lot of games that are just like really like poorly done. So I mean, and actually, well, although that is a true statement, I'm actually when I'm talking about when I say that, I am also referring to some projects that like a lot of people probably wouldn't consider bad or unfun. And there are even like yeah, there. I mean, okay, I guess like to be more specific, there are even games that are like arguably good, that are just like really like apathetic towards like how players like approach them, and like I even been that way. But I wonder, like, sometimes, like, for example, like when like it's literally like, well, like, so in situations like this, I, I'm so curious. I'm so curious. What is the thought process? Like, what is I I need that dream imaging technology. Except I need it to be usable on like waking people, just to like see the brain map of like what was that experience. Because like I don't know. I guess I want to do more. I just don't know what. I don't know how or what. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that out, I guess. How am I rendering this shape? I'm kind of like, yeah. I think in like my okay. So like the way I originally like kind of thought of the shape is like that. This is this is like so yeah. So if you look at an arrowhead directly head on, like it is like it's like there's like the point like right here, and then like the shape is like the shape of the arrow is like a little bit kite shaped. Um, but I don't think like this is the point of the arrow here. Like this is not the point of the arrow here. I think this is actually the point of the arrow. So the way I'm trying to render this here, yeah, kind of like as I was drawing that, I kind of got distracted and started doing it the other way. But no, I think I actually want this to be like the point of the arrow up at the top, for a couple reasons. For one thing, because I think that's correct. But for another thing, I think that it'll be interesting to render the shape of the arrow down here as well. Right, which actually isn't even supposed to be quite so tapered, because this isn't supposed to be like the other side of like the kite. This is supposed to be like this is actually supposed to be like the back of the arrow head itself. Which I guess like because the kite shape is there will be like a slightly downward angle. It won't go like straight flat across. But actually, and yeah, this should be like more sharply up. And actually, I guess it should come more like that too. And then so then the other piece is the it looks like a UFO. Yeah, it does look like a UFO at this stage. Um, and it's probably gonna look more like a UFO in just a moment because I'm putting the landing gear. also known as the I don't know, like right, because like the way an arrow connects to the shaft, the way that an arrowhead connects to the shaft, is that there's the landing gear, right? And the landing gear has a tractor beam, which no, the the right. So I want to make this look sharp, and I want to make it look. I want to this perspective. Oh yeah, okay. So actually, for one thing, the landing gear wouldn't be quite so narrow, right? Because of the perspective that we're seeing this landing gear, it would actually come up further, like in this direction here, um, and then actually, it doesn't have to be quite so wide though. So maybe I think I overdid it a little bit with that one. Uh, and then so yeah, so the thing about the landing gear is that this is where the arrow shaft or whatever it's called is connected, and right. So yeah, so the coloration. Yeah, I was saying like so the coloration that we had for the arrows here. Like I think I am gonna change that coloration. I think I am gonna use like a darker tone. I don't want to go quite as dark as like the leather or anything, but like maybe like somewhere between those two. So like let's let's see. Uh UFOs don't land, they just tractor beam everything on board for experience. That'd be a sad life, huh? Just never actually arriving anywhere, just always just absorbing like cows and like whatever other various creatures you need to turn inside out for your mission. Oh, this tone. No, I was thinking maybe this tone's a little too close to the skin tone, but no, I think that's a fine difference. Yeah. So this is a little bit different. So this is like sufficiently different from the hat color and sufficiently different from the bow color, and so this will just be like another tone that we can use this time for the shaft of the arrow. So right, so yeah, so like we were saying, this is like the part that the shaft of the arrow connects to the arrow head. Uh, Sorry for now. Oh yeah, wait, this is on separate layers, right? Yeah, so I can just kind of. Actually, maybe I want to draw this. I don't know. I'll clean this line up once I merge the two layers together, because like the arrowhead I kind of want on the front layer, but then the bow I kind of want to draw over the shaft of the arrow. Right. So yeah, I guess I will play up the roundness of the arrowhead shaft, I guess, a little bit. I don't know how that even works with the bow exactly. Maybe I just won't worry about it. Yeah, so then, oops, right, no, that's on the same layer. So then, I mean, I guess maybe it's not, like, vital, but, like, technically, like, it's not just like this. There's also, like, the way this stays together is because of, I probably shouldn't actually be trying to render this part because like this is probably just where it's gonna get like confusing and weird. But like technically there'd be like binding that would like keep the arrowhead to the arrow. I probably shouldn't try and render that. It's probably just gonna look weird. Yeah, maybe I'll just skip that part. Actually, that is coming up too high. Oops. Wrong tool, wrong color, wrong. Or no, it's the right tool. Wrong color, wrong brush size. Yeah, that can't come up quite so high. Or else it just looks weird. Okay, and then yeah, so this is definitely a metallic, and so let's do some shine. So yeah. This part, I might break my rule about like sharpness. I might like make a sharper like glint edge here than I like with the water droplet. Like I was like trying to fight it and like make it not as like sharp. But like this is like all about sharp. So I might break my own rule here. Oops. Oh, you stupid. I was trying to mouse wheel to zoom, and I was like, you want a mouse wheel to change those numbers you just set? All those numbers you just set, you just want to change them for no reason, even though you just set them? I'm like, nope, not at all. Oh, you know what? I can also, I can have the other layers enabled here too, so that might help in rendering this, or in, like, figuring out how to go about rendering this. I'm gonna actually put in a new layer because like I don't want to change the shape of the UFO. I like the shape of the UFO. I just want to add the the laser strips, like the Tron style lighting laser strips up the side of the UFO. Uh, so uh, yeah. All right. So yeah, I think I am gonna try and add in that glint effect that I was talking about earlier, where like, so there's like shine on the object. It's like it's supposed to look bright and have like a radiant edge to it. Oops, that's not right. It's supposed to look bright and have like a radiant edge to it, and then also though, I'm thinking at like at some frame of the animation or some frame or frames of the animation, there's going to be like an additional like shine, like a some sort of like extra like added like you catch you like when you have a shiny object and it catches the sun just right, it like adds that like flare effect to your perception of it. So yeah, it'll be something like that. And then okay, so this is supposed to be sharper. Actually, maybe I'm doing this in the wrong way. Maybe I should, yeah, I should probably like, instead of having it like wider at the towards the edge, I should have it wider towards. No, it doesn't really make sense to have it wider on either side. I mean, actually, I guess if anything, it kind of makes more sense to have it wider towards the point, but I also want it to seem sharp, so let's cheat it back a little bit. Something like that could be okay. I don't know. This layer itself is not sharp enough though. Every point of this has to just be on point. And then I'll also I'll put some shine on this edge as well, just like a very little bit. Actually, I guess like technically these points should like converge too, just to really emphasize that it's like really like right up to the tip, just like pointy, 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 very pointy. Danger, dangerous. Keep away from small children. Not a toy. Do not consume. Contains small parts. I don't know. Like I said, I just kind of ramble when I'm working on art stuff. I don't really have a point where there's very little editorial control over what gets said during this time. What program am I using? Oh yeah, it's this is paint.net. It's fine. It's free. You can paint with it. You can .net with it. No, I don't know why it's called .net. As far as I know, it doesn't actually have any like net related features. Maybe it just came out like in the internet boom or something, and just decided to go with that name because it sounded cool. But no, I don't actually know why it's called paint.net. Sorry, it's just like it's hard to get that. I'm having a heck of a time getting this line right. Actually, I'm gonna cheat and use like the narrowest of brushes. I never use the narrowest of brushes because like I usually have this like fine like soft edged art style, but if you use the narrowest of brushes, it makes much harder edges. So I try not to, but then sometimes I just do. I cannot for the life of me make like lines that go like right like that. It's like I don't know why that is so difficult. It's just the hardest thing in the world. It's just so challenging. Never never faced such a difficult scenario in my entire life. And I'm glad I made it through this, because for a while there it was a little touch and go. I wasn't sure I was gonna make it, but I think we're on the other edge now. We're on the road to success. We're on the moving in a positive direction now. And what am I talking about? Do you guys know? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Paint.net is written using .net. Okay, that's fine and all. I just like don't understand why. Like why on earth? Like why .net? Like why .net? Why? Like .net to me means like net related, and like there's literally, as far as I can tell, there's literally zero net related. No, of course. Sorry, I'm rinsing your chat. Don't ask me things in a don't ask me things in a condescending tone if you value your chat. Alternately, if you recognize the fact that rinsed chat is as ephemeral and meaningless as unrinsed chat, then then you are like me, unattached to the fleeting and the that which will naturally cycle through in an average day. I don't like this. Like I spent a lot of time like, or I spent, you know, I tried to get this line like quite so, and like, no, I guess that's fine. It's too thin. I shouldn't have used the 1 pixel brush. It is too thin. I knew this was gonna happen. Like I kind of called it, but then I like, despite my better instincts, I just like went with it anyways, and now here we are. It's like a mandala. Is that those? Are those the sand drawings? I was just thinking that because with the thing about like rinsing away chat, and how chat is just something that exists very much in the moment. I was reminded of that as well, because everything I just drew, I just rinsed away. It's cathartic though. It's good. It's healthy. So I don't know. I'm just probably just gonna leave it like roughly like that. I will. Yeah. Oof. I was gonna say I'll put shading on the arrow shaft, which I don't know if that's quite right. Maybe I shouldn't. It just feels a little flat right now. So I was thinking, yeah, no, I probably will. So let's for one thing use a bigger brush again, because I don't know why I was using a size 2 brush for this. And then yeah, let's I just like, I mean, it wouldn't necessarily make sense to have shading on it right here, but like it also doesn't look right to not have it, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it'll catch a little bit of the light, but then like, really? I don't know. I think that does less. I think that does more to confuse the shape than to actually like reinforce it. So, I guess I don't really know exactly what I want to do there. I might not want to do anything. I might want to just leave that a very like subtle feature that like isn't very noticeable. Doesn't really stand out. I don't know though. Uh, I think I got too. Yeah, I'm getting a little too wrapped up in like the small details. So I'm gonna call this mostly good. I still need to do the bow, and I also need to figure out like what the heck I'm even doing with the bow now that I like drew this arrow shaft like as far down as I did. What the frick layer am I on? Oh, I was drawing on the right. I separated. Yeah, I was like, what? What is happening here? It's because I put the uh, the shine on a separate layer, and I just kept. I forgot about that, and then I just kept drawing, and yeah. All right, so smoosh this down to that layer, and then let's. Oops, yeah, I forgot. I can erase the arrowhead now because I'm back on that layer. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Everything's like this. The whole composition is like very squat, and like that. This is like the one. This frame in particular is like hurt the most by the fact that I rotated the bow horizontal instead of like vertical, because this one needed that. I think it's not necessarily bad, and I like that the point of the arrow like passes like past the adventurer's eye. I think that's kind of a cool aspect of it, but overall, the composition on this particular frame or on this particular tableau, it just got really like tight and squished, and so I don't even know how I'm gonna justify this part with the bow. I might just like not do much to explain it, or like actually maybe I should look at what uh yeah, like reference images of a bow, because I know like some bows have like a little like uh you don't think Trusty Bard registered your tweet or chat message. Well, let's see what happened there. Firefox. So uh tweets and replies. Uh all right, so notifications. Your Twitch name is Diredrens. All right, so that seems good. When did you send this? 31 minutes ago? Oh. Okay. Let's see what happened there. Uh, oh, no, okay, the game's still running, so that's good. The game is still running, right? Yeah, I think it's running. Uh, so, I have all these stupid scripts open because PyCharm thought it would be so funny if it ran like a million copies of the script instead of just the one. And it was so funny. It was so great, PyCharm. Great job, PyCharm. You don't super suck a million times over. Oh, hey, the script crashed. uh, why? Uh, I don't, I don't know what this is about. It says the connection was aborted by the host machine. I wonder if this is related to the fact that I had like 10 million versions of the script all running at the same time. I don't know. Um, oh wow. Oh, it was twice? Oh. Oh. Yeah. All right. So, hold on. Let me look at this diagrams. Did it register either? Because I remember I saw you say no, it didn't register that half. Um, all right, yeah. So the I don't know. This isn't like a bug as far as I can tell. It's just sometimes it says an established connection was aborted by the software on my host machine. And it's like, if that's true, it's like my computer's a jerk. And if it's not true, then like I don't know what to do with that information because I don't know how to debug something that's not giving me like useful information. And it doesn't happen like with any degree of consistency. Like sometimes the script runs for all day with no problem. No, don't do that. Don't do that, Diagrams. It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help until the script is actually running, because right now the script is not actually running. It looked like it was running, but it was not actually running. So saying it again when the script is down is not going to do anything. Saying it when the script is up, that'll do something. That'll do something just fine. It'll probably do exactly what you're expecting it to do. So I can start it again in just a second. Yeah, it should read your tweet just fine. You don't have to retweet, because when Trusty Bard comes online, he'll check his tweets and he'll find yours if he didn't find it already. And I'm guessing he didn't. I'm guessing he crashed before you sent that. Oh wait, no, look at this. No, he did get your tweet. Wait a second. Wait a second. So wait, at 3234. So there should be link data set up for 3234. At 3234. Okay, so there is link pending data for your Twitter half. But I thought you did your Twitch half before you did your Twitter half. You did your Twitch half at 9:41. And this one came in at this one, freaking Firefox, open, you diabolical bum. Okay, wait a second. Yeah, why didn't that work? Because at 9:41 you said your Twitter handle is Dire Trends. How did that not get registered? Oh, it must have been just like right when it crashed. Because like, no, look at all these frame rate messages. It's like it just ignored your... Okay, here was... I'm assuming this is related to the crash, because here's where you joined. And then here's where I got your Twitter message. Yeah, it must have just... This span of time must just be the time between when you tweeted and when... And then it must have been like sometime down here that you... But like by this point, he was already disconnected from IRC. Anyways, I'll rerun the script, and if you say it now, oh well, oh frick, I changed all the data formats and stuff. Well, I guess we're going live with the real version of the script, with the archery version of the script. Where, yeah, I forgot about that part. Okay. Close tab. All right, we're switching the archery version of the script live. Exciting. Okay. So when I run this version of the script, Trusty Bard should read your Twitter message. Oh no, he already did. He already set up the pending link data. So now if you say say that my Twitter handle thing now, and it should work. The question mark is just because, like, I don't know, maybe it'll crash, but it should work. It actually should work. So, all right, I'm just gonna drag this down here, so the graphics are gonna look funny for a second. Okay, and then we're back in business. Okay, so yeah, right. So yeah, so we had this going on, and I feel like this is looking actually pretty okay. I'm actually feeling okay about this. I know like the hand was not exciting me, but like I said before, the goal with the hand really is, at this point, has been like is like basically like, you know, make it look like not the worst thing in the world. Like make it look just like not completely stupid, and it doesn't look 100% completely stupid. So, um, I don't know. All right, let's see if that works. Uh, no? Huh. What did, wait, what the crap? All right. Cannot find, oh. Wait, what? Oh. Oh. All right. Sorry. I think it probably linked your accounts. Probably. It also crashed though. I think you must have been the first person to link your account since I redid this section because I apparently moved. I yeah. Okay. I redid this section and I accidentally left a bug in there. Um, but yeah, so the script is down again. The script. So when I restart the script though, your account should be linked. Um, because it made it through. It made it through the part where it. Oh, so it didn't do the part where it like tweets to you to let you know that your accounts are linked. But here, next time I restart the script, I'll show you in the chat log or in the debug log where it'll recognize that yours. Well, here it can even show it to you in data now because it got to the part where what? It still says link pending. Oh, shut up! Shut up, you stupid script! You stupid script! I might just link your accounts manually because like honestly at this point I'm just annoyed by my stupid script, like misbehaving like a petulant fart baby. I don't know what that even means. Sorry. I'm a little tired. Um, what the heck? How did it make it to this point in the script and not create the link data? Oh, does it do that at the end? Ah, it does it down here. All right. Well, at least when I restart the script, you can say the thing again. And since it didn't create the link text files, then you'll get the tweet when it works correctly. So there's that, at least, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I can link them manually, but like, and if you want, I can just link them manually. Um, I don't know. It usually works. I just I when I redid this section, I just forgot to indent the remove os.remove, right? Because we're only supposed to remove the cache if the cache existed in the first place. If the cache did not exist in the first place, there's no point in removing it because it's already gone. Uh, so there's that. And then yeah. So I think this like so one of the awkward things, one of the reasons I find it so irksome when I have to restart the script is that I have to wait. I can't restart it immediately. I have to, in order to restart the script, you have to let it cool down. Like IRC, it won't populate the character list correctly unless I let it cool down in between. So here, I'll run the script. Um, if you want to try the command one more time, if you want to try the command one more time, it should work now. If not, I can link the accounts manually. Okay. Uh, I'll give you. Yeah. I just like it. The second crash, the cache crash, that was definitely my fault. The first one, I. The first one was not my fault. I don't think so. Like, as far as I can tell, like it just sometimes the connection just spontaneously aborts, and there as far as like I've not found any rhyme or reason between like what causes that or like what are like the factors involved. Uh, I don't know. There we go. Look at that. Yep, link successful. So now if we look at Trusty Bard's tweets and replies, did not work. Yeah, look at that. Success. Your accounts are now linked. Jubilant excursion. Yes, see, totally works. Totally works, right? Except for that one cache crash, but we fixed that. Now it just totally works. All right, I'm gonna I'm gonna pretend that that's a high note, and I'm going to end on a high note. My last active streamer for this evening will be to switch over to Facecam for just a minute because I'm going to look online for some other cool dev streams, and we can go uh, say hello to other cool dev streams. Oh, of course, it logged me out of my account. Why does Twitch always do that? Like, I'm streaming right now, but it logs me out of my account. It's like, no, you're not actually logged in. You're not logged in. Hold on, sorry, 1 second. I guess while I'm doing this, I'll say thank you to everyone for tuning in and for hanging out and stuff. I had a interesting day today. I'd say we didn't. I thought I was gonna do production art all day today, but then like there were all those other things that came up, so we got to do those instead. But those were fun, and it was like I mean it was all like in the vein of like streamlining the project and like this the new archery stuff that we've got going on. So that's it's cool. It's the sort of thing that like what the heck? It's saying my sorry, it's saying my password is wrong. I'm gonna mute the microphone for just 1 second. I'll be right. It's saying my username or password is wrong, and like you know what, like whatever. There are other cool dev streamers out there. If you don't know which ones to follow, I can hook you up sometime. But I'm just done with technology right now. So have a wonderful have a wonderful whatever time of day it is where you are, and I hope to see you again in the near future. Bye, bye guys, bye, 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 goodbye.